When most people picture the Sahara, they see an endless, empty wasteland, a sea of sand baked by a relentless sun. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? What if, buried just beneath those dunes, lies a lost world? A world of forgotten empires, mysterious monuments, and civilizations whose ingenuity could enrich and complicate our understanding of the past. Today, we're not just looking at the desert, we're pulling back the sand to reveal the secrets that have been hidden for millennia. A story of a world that was drowned not by water, but by sand. Get ready, because the Sahara you think you know is about to disappear forever. To understand the secrets buried under the sand, you first have to get this: the sand is a newcomer. The desert isn't the Sahara's original state. It's just the latest chapter in a very, very long story. For thousands of years, this entire region wasn't a desert at all. It was green, lush, and teeming with life. This isn't science fiction. It's a proven chapter of our planet's history known as the African Humid Period. Between about 15,000 and 5,000 years ago, the Sahara was a world you wouldn't recognize. Imagine vast grasslands stretching to the horizon, deep lakes glittering in the sun, and major river systems carving through the landscape. This was made possible by a slight wobble in the Earth's orbit, a tiny astronomical tweak that rewrote a massive chapter of human history. Recent archaeological finds have uncovered stunning rock art that serves as a vibrant testament to this era. Carved into now barren desert rock are images of giraffes, elephants, and herds of cattle animals that couldn't possibly survive there today. This wasn't just a haven for animals, it was a cradle for humanity. However, the story of its people is complex. Ancient DNA from sites in Morocco and Libya reveals a distinct and deeply rooted North African genetic lineage. While there are links to people from the Near East and Sub-Saharan Africa, it appears this green Sahara population remained relatively isolated for a long time, making it a unique crossroads rather than a simple melting pot. But around 5,000 years ago, the Earth's orbit shifted back, and the rains began to fail. The lakes evaporated, the rivers ran dry, and the grasslands withered into dust. As the sand advanced, people were forced to migrate. Many journeyed east, towards the one reliable water source that remained, the Nile. There's a fascinating and debated theory that these climate refugees, carrying their knowledge and culture from the dying heart of the Sahara, may have played a role in the rise of the great Nile Valley civilizations. While ancient Egypt's origins are complex, it's a powerful idea that some of its cultural seeds might have been planted by Saharan survivors of a climate catastrophe. Long before the sand swallowed everything, and even before the first stones of the pyramids were laid, a mysterious culture in this green Sahara was already looking to the stars. Deep in what is now the desolate Nubian desert lies a site called Nabda Playa, dating back to as early as 11,000 years ago, with its main structures built between the 7th and 5th millennia BC. It is one of the most enigmatic archaeological sites on Earth. And what archaeologists found there is pretty extraordinary. A small but precise stone circle, believed to be one of the world's oldest proposed astronomical observatories. This isn't just a random collection of rocks. The stones are aligned to mark the summer solstice, which would have heralded the arrival of the life-giving summer monsoons. Some researchers have also proposed that other megaliths nearby track the rising of bright stars like Sirius and constellations like Orion. Though these interpretations are still debated in the scientific community, but it was more than just a calendar. The site is a complex ritual landscape. Archaeologists have unearthed burial mounds, not for humans, but for cattle, which were clearly held in deep spiritual importance. This hints at a powerful cattle cult that may have contributed to religious traditions that later became prominent in ancient Egyptian culture, like the worship of cow goddesses such as Hathor. The people of Nabta Playa weren't simple nomads. They built organized villages with deep wells and had a complex ceremonial life. They were the desert's first astronomers, and their knowledge, born in the Green Sahara, may have contributed to the spiritual and scientific world of the pharaohs who would rise thousands of years later. So what happened when the green paradise finally vanished? Did everyone just pack up and leave? Not quite. One civilization didn't just survive the new desert, they mastered it. Meet the Garamantes. For centuries, while Rome was conquering the Mediterranean, this remarkable kingdom built a sprawling urban civilization in the heart of the hyper-arid Libyan desert. For a long time, historians, relying on Roman texts, thought they were just a tribe of desert raiders. But recent discoveries, especially through satellite imagery, have revealed a powerful and advanced empire. Their secret weapon wasn't a sword, but water. The Garamantes were master hydraulic engineers. They knew that beneath the desert floor lay massive, ancient reservoirs of fossil water, trapped underground during the Green Sahara period. To get to it, they constructed a vast underground network of tunnels known as. These tunnels, stretching for hundreds of kilometers, were hand-dug to tap into the aquifer and channel water, using only gravity, to their cities and farms. It was an astonishing feat that allowed them to cultivate crops like wheat, grapes, and cotton in the middle of the desert. Their capital, Garama, was a bustling city with a population of around 4,000 people, with thousands more in the surrounding area. The Garamantes weren't isolated. They were a major trade power connecting sub-Saharan Africa with the Roman Empire. They proved that the Sahara wasn't always a barrier. For those who knew its secrets, it was a highway. But their story is also a cautionary tale. Their civilization thrived by mining a non-renewable resource, and while their decline was complex, involving shifting trade routes and political pressures, the over-exploitation of that fossil water was a major contributing factor that led their empire to slowly fade back into the sands. And now for my favorite part, because it's a story told not in grand structures, but in thousands of intimate messages from the past. High on a sandstone plateau in Algeria, you'll find the Tassili Najer, one of the largest and most important open-air rock art complexes in the world. Spread across this remote landscape are over 15,000 rock paintings and engravings, some dating back more than 10,000 years. Walking through these canyons is like walking through time. The art is a direct window into the lost world of the Green Sahara. You see herds of cattle, hunters tracking giraffes, and people swimming and dancing. There are even bizarre, debated figures that some have interpreted as shamans or supernatural beings. These paintings are a vibrant, colorful chronicle of a world teeming with life, a story whispered from the rock itself. Further south, in Niger, an even more poignant story was unearthed at a site called Gobero. Here, on the edge of a long-vanished lake, archaeologists found a massive Stone Age graveyard. They found not one, but two distinct groups of people who lived and died here, separated by a 1,000-year drought. The site is a snapshot of daily life and sudden tragedy. Skeletons were found buried with intricate jewelry carved from hippopotamus tusks. One of the most moving burials shows a woman and two children laid to rest together, their hands still intertwined after 6,000 years, on what pollen analysis suggests may have been a bed of flowers. Gobero is a hauntingly beautiful reminder that the Sahara doesn't just hide empires, It hides the personal, intimate stories of the people who called it home. So, if all this is buried out there, why are we only really getting a handle on it now? The answer lies not just in shovels and brushes, but in the sky. Modern technology is revolutionizing Saharan archaeology. Satellites equipped with special radar can help peer through the sand, revealing the ghostly outlines of ancient riverbeds and other hidden features. Researchers are increasingly using machine learning to scan vast satellite images, flagging potential sites that would be impossible for the human eye to spot. Just over a decade ago, satellite scans helped identify hundreds of previously unknown settlements belonging to the Garamantas, dramatically expanding our understanding of their empire's scale. Of course, ground truthing is still essential, but these tools are helping us see the unseen. We are on the cusp of a new golden age of discovery. The next few decades may reveal more about the Sahara's history than the last 2 centuries combined. The image of the Sahara as an empty, desolate void is a mirage. It's an illusion created by a thin layer of sand. Beneath it, we've found a lost green world, some of the world's earliest astronomical sites, and an ingenious empire that engineered its way to prosperity in one of the driest places on Earth. We found breathtaking galleries of prehistoric art, and the silent, heartbreaking stories of people who lived and loved by the shores of forgotten lakes. The Sahara is not an empty wasteland, it is a library of human history, with most of its books still unread. Each new discovery is adding incredible new chapters to our collective story. But what do you think is the most incredible secret still buried under the Sahara's sands? A lost city? Proof of a forgotten technology? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the lost world of the Sahara, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next exploration into the unknown.